Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the Casual Basketball Fan, and today we have the bro here with us, my brother, and a Sixers fan that is crazy into the process. So he's here today to break us down with the award winners. We're a couple days late. The season already started. We're going to run through all the award winner projections for the year, talk a little league pass teams to watch, and then talk about our favorite team, the Sixers, at the end. How are you doing today, Ian?
Doing great. What up, the Casual Basketball Fan? It's great to be here. I have all the right answers on the NBA, but whatever casual is, whatever below that, that's what I am. I'm still figuring out what the term is, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, we're just two dudes that are probably going to get 4 views on this video. But, you know, we like talking about
I go 5.
5? Okay. So if we get more than 5 videos, if you're more than the 5th like on or the 5th watch on this video, you should probably like it because we did better than expected. But getting into the award predictions, do you have any like bold takes for this season before we get started?
Bold takes. Let's see. What would be classified as a bold take?
LaMelo Ball wins MVP.
Nothing that crazy. I don't think Lakers make the playoffs, but I don't know if that's bold at this point, but I think they missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think, I'll get to it as we go. I'm warming up into it. I'll think about it.
Okay, right on. So first award we're going to get into is Most Improved Player. And honestly, I don't know exactly like what the voters are going after in this award because last year our guy, Tyrese Maxey, won it. Love me some Maxey. But Kobe White, in my opinion, should have won it because Maxey was already a good player before that, and then basically just got more shots when Embiid was hurt. We can disagree about that. But the top 3 favorites for this year, can you guess who number 1 is? The favorite for Most Improved Player?
Is it Naz Reid again?
Well, Naz Reid was 6th man last year. Wemby.
Yeah,
Wemby is number 1. And Wemby was awesome last year, and he was the number 1 pick and expected to be a generational talent. So I've had some people, heard some people say, like, if you're like a top pick in the draft, you shouldn't even be eligible for this award because you're you're expected to like improve that much. But the top 3 is Wemby, J-Dub on OKC, and Jalen Johnson on Atlanta. Who do you got?
The classic thing is this is normally like the second year, right? Like people think it's like the second year breakout.
Well, I think like the perfect person or the perfect example for this award was like Lauri Markkanen, who was like, he's a decent player, and then he got traded to Utah and became like an all-star. And you're like, okay, he improved a lot. Like, or even like Kobe White last year, who was like a role player on the Bulls, and then like, everyone gets hurt, and then he's scoring like 20 a game. Like that's the kind of people I look for this award.
The dark horse that comes to me, which kind of you brought it up a little bit with Markkanen, is Klay Thompson back and going off of the Mavs. I think dark horse, I will go Klay Thompson.
Okay, wow.
Going from his over and the end with the Warriors, and he comes back and looks great with the Mavs.
Yeah, that's almost more like a comeback. But
almost.
Yeah, I guess like he still averaged like good numbers last year. Like the thing, he averaged like 18 a game. So I don't see him like doing more than that. But I know he looked pretty good in his first game, and maybe playing with Luka will look good. Bold take right out of the gate for the bro.
What are his odds? Is he on the list?
I did not have him in the top 3. I don't have like the odds pulled up, but he was definitely not in the top 3. I took Evan Mobley, who was like 4th or 5th, I think, at like plus 1100.
Okay.
So Mobley, like he had that great rookie year, and like his stats have kind of plateaued the last 2 years. But Kenny Atkinson, new coach, and like everyone's had all this potential for Mobley. Maybe this is the year it finally comes together. He could, do great defensive things. Last year he was like 15 and 9 for his stats. So maybe if he could be like 20 and 10, get an all-star, the Cavs have a good year. Maybe like that gets him. I don't know. That was my pick. I like the Cavs. They'll come up in my future picks.
I don't believe in the Cavs.
You don't believe in the Cavs? Okay.
I don't believe in the Cavs.
Well, that brings us to our next category, Coach of the Year. So last year, Mark Daigneault won it. The top 3 favorites this year would be Tom Thibodeau, Ime Udoka, and Taylor Jenkins on Memphis.
Ooh, I could see Memphis. I was thinking about them. I don't want to go Udoka. I don't want to go to Celtics. I think I'll go Jenkins. I think Memphis could have a step up this year with Ja back. Them just probably, I see them beating like a top 4 seed at the end of the year if they stay healthy. So I'll go Jenkins.
Yeah, I know a lot of people had like Memphis with the huge bounce back year. Jaws look great. I think just the one thing is Triple J's out right now. They got to get him back. But like all those guys, that they had like 20, or they had an insane number of people that played on their team last year because they had like the most injury plagued year like any NBA team has like ever had. But that also gave guys an opportunity to play throughout the year. That's going to be their bench this year instead of their starters with Ja and Bane and Triple J back. So that's not a bad pick. I could definitely see him. I had Kenny Atkinson as my pick at plus 1,800. Going with the Cavs again. Not all my picks are Cavs. These are only 2. I've always just thought he's a really good coach. The bad thing for them is they went 48 and 34 last year, so I don't know if they're going to be that much better. And usually you want to see that
How
huge
much better
increase.
do you think they'll get?
I think they'll be in the 50s in win total. But like to your point for Memphis.
2 more games?
Yeah, so Memphis is going to have a huge increase in win total, but everyone knew that they were dealing with injuries last year and that their team has talent.
I'm also surprised that Udoka's that high up. Is like, how much better can the Celtics get? Like, is it just because he didn't like give it to him because of last year?
Well, he's the Rockets coach.
Oh, I got confused there. Edit. No, we're gonna do this.
Edit that out.
I'm both.
Editor, get on that. But yeah, I guess
I'm
like
a below casual fan. We're re-emphasizing that there.
Yeah, the Rockets, I guess, just closed good last year. But and then Tom
They
Thibodeau.
just paid Green, right?
What is that?
They paid their young star too, right?
I think so. I don't know. I'd have to see. I know Şengün got an extension. I don't know about Jalen Green. Probably because I know Cage just got it, so he's in that same class. But the reason I love Kenny Atkinson, I don't know if you remember, I think the Sixers played that 18-19 Nets team in the first round that Kenny Atkinson coached, and I always thought he was an amazing coach because do you want to listen to that team that went 42-40? His starting lineup was D'Angelo Russell, Jarrett Allen, Joe Harris, a guy named
I was going to say they had the Joe Harris.
Rodinas Kouroukas, and Karis LeVert. That was the team that won 42
I love LeVert.
games.
LeVert is money. 2K, LeVert is a cheat code.
But the fact that he could get that team over 500, I'm like, okay, I think this guy's a good coach. And then last year, probably not the best coaching as they let their guy go. So I think like the Cavs, they have all that talent with Mobley. Like I said, I like him to have a big year. Jarrett Allen, Mitchell, Garland. If a coach can figure that out, they could be a 50-plus win team. So I'm going with him.
Nice.
Sixth man of the year, Naz Reid last year.
Oh, this is Nas.
Aforementioned Naz Reid. Top 3 favorites, Malik Monk, Naz Reid again, and Miles McBride. The dude that killed us in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I gotta go. McBride has looked great. Even like when the Knicks got blown out to start this year, since we're a little late with the Celtics, he could have missed that first game. I feel like I think McBride's my pick. I don't remember the last time I saw him miss a 3. I think he just makes all of them.
He does. But what happens when Tom Thibodeau plays Jalen Brunson 48 minutes a night for the first 30 games and then he gets hurt and then McBride has to start?
Just even better, as long as he doesn't start half the games.
That's kind of a gray area too. I don't know if there's like a rule for that because you do see guys start like 15 games and then still win that award.
Yeah.
But no, he's a good pick. Yeah, I went with Trey Murphy III, who's currently injured right now and supposed to be out like the next 2 weeks. But he's a dude that just got an extension.
You really think?
Yeah, he just got a 4-year, $112 million extension. But he's probably like the 3rd or 4th best guy on that team. And it's just that Zion and Ingram are like play his position pretty much. But he averaged like 15 points a game. And I feel like he could step it up, maybe average like 18 off the bench, be like one of their 4, like one in that finishing crew with them. And I don't know if the Pelicans are going to be good this year, but I don't know. I just kind of like Trey Murphy III.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next one, Clutch Player of the Year, which is a new award. This one, I don't.
Newish.
Yeah, newish.
It's been like 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah, it's been a few years. Last year, Steph Curry won. I think De'Aaron Fox was like the first one of the year before. The three favorites.
Did DeRozan win one, or did DeRozan miss out? He was like second place.
Maybe it was DeRozan the year before, so maybe it's been 3 years already. Or yeah, maybe he was like second. I remember him something like that. The three favorites are Curry, SGA, and Luka. Any of those jump out to you?
I mean, Luka has been. I've never been a huge Luka dude. I know there's the Luka hype, but watching him through the playoff run, like he impressed me, which I know I shouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
SGA has been. I mean, those are all great players. I think I'll go a little Bay Area bias with them. I got a mug of him staring at me. I'm going to go Steph Curry with the mug right here. I think he carries the Warriors this year. I think they sneak in either home game into play-in again, or maybe just sneak into like a 6th or 5th seed, and Curry leads the way and gets clutch play.
Yeah, I definitely see them as a play-in team. But they should be in a lot of close games, and Curry's going to get those late shots. I mean, what he did in the Olympics, like he deserves a clutch award for that. So, not a bad pick. I went with Luka just because he made so much big shots in the playoffs, and especially if he doesn't get MVP, and there's like, hey, we need to get Luka an award because he had an awesome season. I could see him getting something like this.
He could get MVP.
He could. That is coming up. But first, a word from our sponsor, Corona. We're not sponsored. Obviously.
Our sponsor. Well, I don't have anything.
Rookie of the year. You said this one was the hardest one for you to pick, didn't you?
Yeah, because all the rookies suck this year.
They do. So last year's winner was Wemby, so he's not eligible this year, so I don't know why I'm bringing that up. Top three favorites are Zach Edey, Reed Shepherd, and Zachary Richardson. I put the pronunciation.
Along with my coach of the year, I'm going Zach Edey, bringing the Memphis to a top 4-3 seed in the West. I'm going Zach Edey.
Oh.
He's just bigger than everyone else.
Yeah, he is. And I also went with Edey. Just because he's the guy that you know he's going to play. Because like a lot of the other guys, Reed Shepherd, like Houston has so much depth, you don't know if he's going to play. Reza Shea's coming off the bench for Atlanta. Alex Sarr, he plays, but I don't think he's ready. I thought about Klingon, but he's backing up Aiden right now, so I don't know about him. And then the one preseason
What about
game, Connect could definitely be up there too. Like the Lakers need him to actually play, and he's the guy that didn't he play 4 years?
What about Bronny?
Bronny was not on the picks, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a vote, knowing our NBA climate right now.
I was thinking about it.
One guy I wanted to throw out there. I went to the Pistons preseason game, their preseason opener, and Ron Holland, the 5th pick in the draft. That dude is like the next great hustle guy that's going to piss everyone off because he's picking you up full court and getting in your face. And so I don't know if he's has the skills to play right now, but I feel like on a good team he can be like that guy that you just absolutely hate playing against.
Nice, solid.
Defensive Player of the Year. Everyone's favorite player, Rudy Gobert, won last year. The top three favorites would be Wemby, Chet Holmgren, and Evan Mobley. My guy.
Where's Herb Jones?
Herb Jones? It's center. Center Herb Jones.
Crazy. He's not. Is he up on the list?
I didn't see him up there. I know. I mean, now that they're playing him as a big guy, maybe he has a better chance. It just seems like this award always goes to a center, and they don't value the perimeter.
It's the center award.
They don't value the perimeter guys.
Who's the last perimeter guy? Kawhi won it.
Marcus Smart.
Another perimeter guy.
Yeah, Marcus Smart won it a couple years ago, and then kind of fell off a cliff. So
I don't think it's going to be Gobert. I know they always do him, but there's fatigue with him, and he got destroyed in the playoffs again, so it can't be Gobert. Who are the other two again?
The other three would be Wemby, Holmgren, and Mobley.
Could be Wemby. I mean, the Wemby love's out there. He's been great. I think my hot take is I don't think Wemby makes the All-Star game yet this year, but I'll give him Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay, there we go. That is a hot take. I also went with Wemby. I copied you again. Last year, Wemby stats, 10.6 rebounds a game, 3.6 blocks per game. He led the league in blocks.
He could have won it last year, honestly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Was he second last year or something?
Yeah, he was second last year, put up way better stats than the Gobert. I think the reason he lost last year, and it could make him lose again this year, is that the Spurs completely suck. So if the Spurs are just like awful, people want to vote for like a defensive player of the year that's on a great defensive team. So that's like why it was easy to
Ben
vote
Wallace
Gobert.
type.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Wallace on those Pistons teams, Gobert on Minnesota. So like if the Spurs go 20-62 and just are awful, then I don't see them giving it to Wemby unless he blocks like 4 shots a game. Okay, the big one, MVP. Last year, Jokic is third of 4. Our guy Embiid won before that. I'll give you the top 7 favorites for this award. Luka's number 1, then SGA, Jokic, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Giannis, and Jalen Brunson are the top 7.
Off the board,
Oh,
Joel. No, I'm kidding. No, I can't. As much as I love Joel Embiid, you got to factor
he's
in
never going to play 65 games. Yeah.
He's never going to play the 65 games. Also, he has to win. He has to get past the second round before he can get MVP again. Even I have to admit it. So I love Joel. I hope this is the year, but the pessimistic Sixers fan in me kind of wants to go a little down the rankings, go Jason Tatum, because I feel like the story's there. The Olympics benching, the Celtics were the championship team. They still look like he kind of missed that first game. He hit 66% of his 3-pointers because we got a little cheating into the season. But if I can't pick him, I think it's going to go back and people are going to give Joker another MVP. I'm going to go with Jokic.
Okay. So, couple things on that. One, I watched the Nuggets tonight. I don't think the Nuggets are that good. I mean, Jokic is still awesome, and they have that like core 4 guys, but they just get thinner and thinner every year. I think they're still going to be like a playoff team, obviously, but I don't know if they can be like a top seed in the West.
Just more stats for Jokic.
Yeah.
Just more stats.
So I know Jokic is high up there. Another thing, MVP fatigue. So like it's been a huge thing. I was reading Bill Simmons' book of basketball, like I told you about, and like even in there he talks about it, like voter fatigue with like Jordan, with obviously LeBron, like the voter fatigue, like giving Derrick Rose an MVP and everything like that. So it's been happening for like all this time, and people kind of like cap you out, like Jokic is a 3 MVP kind of guy, and let's just stop him there. But maybe if like he has like a phenomenal year, they wouldn't be able to deny him.
It has to be phenomenal. That's true.
Yeah. But like if the Nuggets aren't good, and this is another thing that I have against Luka, because I don't think the Mavs are a top 4 team in the West.
Okay. Nice switch.
We'll see.
You got some points.
Okay, so one
It's
thing.
probably Tatum.
Yeah.
But I can't pick Tatum because I hate the Celtics.
Edwards, comeback year for Giannis.
I love Edwards. I love his attitude, but you can't guarantee it. I don't think it works with Randall. I think they're going to regret that trade. I want to say Luka, but Luka or Tatum. Luka's the favorite though, right?
Yeah, Luka's the favorite. And the one thing that like scares me with him is like, do you think the Mavs are a top 4 seed in the West, or say like top 3? Do you think they're one of the 3 best teams in the West?
Yeah, with most improved Klay Thompson, they are top 3 seed in the West.
Okay, so they could get there. Looking at the last just 10 years I pulled, the MVP was at least a top 3 seed 8 of those 10 years. The 2 years that they
Westbrook
weren't.
was one of.
Yep. So Westbrook in 16-17 was the OKC was a 6th seed, and he averaged that triple double, and everyone like fell in love because KD left and everything. And then Jokic, the year Murray was hurt, they were also 6th seed. But he was playing with like Aaron Gordon as his 2nd best player, and took them to like a 6th seed. So outside of those 2 seasons, no MVP in the past 10 years, and it's probably longer. I didn't go back. Hasn't been a top 3 seed. So that's what made me think that my pick is SGA, and I think it's going to be between him and Luka. But if the Mavs are like a 5 seed and OKC's the 1 seed, I think that's going to be the thing that makes people go, SGA's team is doing better, and just give it to him.
Okay, my official pick, I'm going Luka, but if I was going by the odds, I'd go Tatum. That's what I just can't pick him.
Yeah, Tatum shot up after those first 2 games. Like you said, we're late to it. So for the people that had him, I guess the one thing with him is just like, what if Jaylen Brown has like an awesome month where he's like their best player?
Drew Holiday, all the players,
Yeah.
they have too many. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it's just too much guys that Tatum's gonna, and they're gonna blow everyone out, and then he's not gonna play fourth quarters. Like this Celtics team might like. Do you think they can win like 67 plus games? Like come close to like they're really good. They're blowing everyone out to start.
I think they get. If the motivation stays there, like the league motivated him, so I think there's a chance. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a high possibility.
Yeah. And the Celtics coach, who is not Ime Udoka, but is
It's not Udoka. He was for a hot minute.
Yeah.
He's been there.
Joe
It's
Mazzulla.
oh yeah, who has great interviews. His interviews are fantastic.
Yeah.
Listen.
So at first he looked like he was way over his head, and they lost that first year. But then I saw a quote he had this offseason. It's like usually the champions don't like to go from the hunted or the hunter to the hunted, but we're still gonna be the hunt. It was like a vicious quote. Like this dude, he goes to UFC fights. His favorite movie's The Town. I like Joe Mazzulla. His attitude, I think, is gonna be good for the Celtics, and they're still gonna.
Since we're talking about coaches, question: do you think coaches actually matter for
Just
making a team better? Is it the
really bad coaches and really good coaches matter? The 80% in between probably don't
matter?
Yeah.
What's a real? Do you want to put any names out there on a bad coach? Who's a bad coach in the league?
Monty Williams last year on the Pistons. I live in Michigan.
What happened? He got paid. Did he just give up?
Yeah, he didn't play Jaden Ivey. He was playing Killian Hayes, who just, I think, got cut by the Nets over Jaden Ivey, who's an actual good NBA player.
With your Pistons in their first game, they almost beat the Pacers, and then they had 6 men on the court or something like that late in the fourth quarter.
JB Bickerstaff, the former coach of I don't think he's a good coach either. So that's why I think the Cavs are going to be better now that they got rid of him. But I like the Pistons talk. Cade Cunningham, he candidate for most improved, even though he was the number 1 pick. And I just said that you shouldn't have number 1 picks. But I see a big year from Cade.
I mean, anything's better than last year, right?
Yeah, for sure. Also, with MVP storyline, it's whoever ESPN goes on and says SGA is leading the Thunder. Luka, yeah, I don't. It's all about the storyline. Bronny James playing with his dad. Of course. Okay, so that's all our award predictions. We just got League Pass today, so we can actually, get into this and hopefully be more consistent NBA fans and know who the Celtics coach is.
I need to level up the casual. I'm still below casual. I'm climbing. I'm getting into it. Basketball doesn't start till after Halloween. I need to get to Halloween.
Yeah, that is true. They've been up in the season. Who are your top 3 favorite teams to watch? Who's going to be on your League Pass this year?
Who's going to be on my League Pass? I want to watch. I think Rockets will be fun with Emi Udoka, my coach. That's a fun team to watch. I think I'm excited for Memphis, coming up with Memphis. And then another team. I will recommend as a Sixers fan to watch the Sixers. They're a terrible watch.
Yeah.
What else? A team that's coming to my head, which I don't normally think of, but I think could be fun, and watching some highlights. He's already had some highlights this year. Trae Young and the Hawks, I feel like, could be a sneaky fun watch, but that might be my third team at the moment. Yeah,
I was thinking about the Hawks too. Another guy I love, Dyson Daniels, replacing DeJounte Murray as that other guard besides Trae. I think that's going to be great for them. Trae Young already looks 10 times better not having to share every possession with DeJounte Murray already. And you have the number 1 pick coming off the bench. So yeah, I like the Hawks. I like Memphis too. Memphis is going to be one of my 3 favorites. I love that.
As long as Ja stays.
Yeah, as long as Ja's healthy, Bane and Triple J as well. The Hornets. I love watching Hornet League Pass. One, you have Del Curry as an announcer, Steph's dad, and their other I don't know their other announcer's name, but the dude is super excited every time he's announced. He's the best announcer of any of the teams. You have Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball. The good and the bad of LaMelo Ball is always entertaining to watch. I like watching the Hornets. Memphis, third team. third team. And then I probably have to go
You
to
gotta
the
be on the
Rockets.
West Coast.
I can't.
What?
The West Coast is it's too late. But the
It's
West
too
Coast
late.
team, the West Coast team I would watch would probably be the Kings. I want to see how DeMar looks on that team. He's been pretty good. Like
For
he
sure.
blended in well with San Antonio, blended in well with Chicago. So I think he'll be fine. But yeah, Sacramento like kind of made that big splash. We'll see if they can actually
Malik
win a playoff
Monk,
series.
Fox, DeRozan,
Malik
yeah.
Monk, Murray. Yeah, like Sacramento should
Yeah.
be fun for sure. Okay, you're a Trust the Process Sixer, evidenced by your Furkan Korkmaz jersey.
Korkmaz.
So
He's not in the league anymore. He's out
I
right?
think so. Yeah, I mean you should know you're wearing his jersey.
I should know. He's wearing his jersey. I don't think he is, but I need to check
Yeah,
this
I
out.
don't think he is. Who did he get traded
Somebody
to?
comment for me.
Yeah, someone comment down below.
That was
where Korkmaz
which
is from.
trade? Was he traded or cut? No, he was traded. Which trade was it then? Was that in the Payne trade? No, it wasn't in the Payne trade. That was Beverly.
Yeah,
Who
I
do?
don't know where he is.
I'm not looking like a real fan right now.
Oh, I think it was to the Pacers for Buddy Hield. Right, he was in the Buddy Hield
Oh,
trade.
what's the Buddy Hield trade?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was the
didn't
Buddy
they-
trade. Yeah, and then
they
he got cut.
him. Yeah. But yeah.
I forgot about Buddy. I blocked that out because, of course, now
Buddy
as
had,
a
like-
Sixers fan, when
he had-
he's been going off with the Warriors, he
Yeah.
looks like the real Buddy again. It's
Yeah.
whenever you're on the Sixers, you lose your ability to shoot, you leave, and you're back to a good player.
He's the new Klay Thompson, I guess, for the Warriors.
Yeah, new splash, bro.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Sixers this upcoming year? The Paul George signing, Embiid not playing back-to-backs.
I'm okay with that. I feel like I could go on for a while about this, but for what we had with Morey, this offseason was the ideal offseason. Anything else would have been disappointing, would have been running the same thing back. So getting Paul George is excited to see whenever that happens when they're healthy. But as a Sixers fan, until we're past the second round, I'm faking myself. The hope will come back. There'll be a point where I'll be delusional again this year. But I'm embracing myself for the pain. We're going to get to the playoffs. I'm going to get hyped up. We're going to beat a bad team. And if we face a good team, it's going to end in disappointment and pain. So I'm happy. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm good with Embiid getting healthy. I think he forces himself out there too early, and it just never really gets to himself. So if he's actually listening to the team and not just forcing himself on the floor, if they can stay healthy, Sixers should be the conference finals. Even to go toe-to-toe with the Celtics, maybe be the kryptonite if Embiid is healthy. But will that happen? Probably not. No, it's just going to be more pain.
Spoken like a true Sixers fan. I'm gonna zag on your take, right? So you said Embiid just needs to be healthy, but the way
Yeah.
he's not in shape late in years, and everyone's like, oh, he lost 25 pounds, which is great. But Danny Green had a quote in the offseason. He's like, Embiid comes into the season in shape, but since he doesn't play and misses so much games, he gets out of that shape that way. Because teams don't practice hard nowadays, so you really get in shape by playing 40 minutes a night. And so I think
and you see that.
Yeah, so Embiid, by the time playoffs come around, he's gonna be tired and late in games. In that Knicks series, he would be awesome for 3 quarters, and then he would you be noticeably tired, settling for jumpers, not wanting to drive, take contact.
But that was coming off an injury.
He just came off an injury. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He was overweight, but if they're gonna be resting him, I don't think he's gonna be in that game shape that he needs to be.
I think it will be. They're not just forcing him out there to get hurt.
Yeah.
I think if Embiid comes back, there's been an excuse every year. So it just at some point it's just who you are. But I think the back-to-back I'm okay with, and I think sometimes he just comes back from the injury too early. So if he's actually healthy, then he should play all the time. And you can see that as soon as he plays his first game, bet the under because he's going to be getting back into playing shape. So whatever his line is, I'm going under on the first game. But I think he'll be solid. I believe in JoJo.
If he's healthy and in shape, I think they're gonna, like you said, probably conference finals, and I'd have them losing to the Celtics. But I love the team that Morey put around them, like Caleb Martin, great signing. Brought back my guy Oubre. I love Oubre. Eric Gordon. I think they did a good job building out this roster. I just hope that
It's one of the more likable Sixers teams.
for sure. And everyone loves Maxey, even though his field goal percentage is absolutely awful through that first 2 games.
Yeah.
Um,
he's tired from carrying.
Yeah, they need at least Paul George back. but hopefully Embiid
Yeah.
and Paul George, and then we'll see how that team looks. But I don't know. I probably agree with you. We're gonna get our hearts broken at the end of the year. So who do you have winning it all? Who would be your favorite for this season? Who's gonna be holding the trophy?
Okay. So I can't pick the Celtics again. The Celtics lose. They're going to get overconfident and lose. It's not the Knicks. I don't believe in Tibbs. They'll beat a team and then they'll run out of energy. The team, I was thinking about this a little bit with like my 1 minute of prep of just who would I pick. And the team that I want to say, but I also can't say, is the Bucks. So I want to pick the Bucks, but there's a huge problem. Their coach is Doc. And as soon as they get up 3-1, and as a Sixer fan seeing it, I don't believe in a Doc coach in the playoffs, but I believe in the Giannis revenge tour.
Yep, Giannis revenge tour. Been hearing it.
Yeah, it's not going to be the Pacers. Who else is there? Who am I missing? The Cavs. Your Cavs. I don't believe in. Except Donovan Mitchell can be nice if they put it together. Maybe the Cavs.
Yeah, the Magic.
I'm going to say Giannis. The Magic are a fun team. I think Magic could be like the conference finals this year. Next year is their year. I don't see this year quite being their year, but I like the Magic. Between Magic and Bucks, I'm going to go with the Bucks and say Giannis can overcome the Doc coaching.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard this, but Doc did like an interview on a podcast, and he said that the reason Damian Lillard had such a bad year was he didn't work out the entire summer before he was traded because he was afraid about getting hurt and then not being able to get traded out of Portland. So that's why he was like worse than usual, which sounds crazy that a professional athlete isn't working out and that your coach goes on.
Very strange. Yeah, the coach throws that out there as an excuse. And anything's a problem but the Doc coaching. That's what I think from Doc.
Yeah, I do think Lillard would be a little bit better this year, at least like offensively. And then, yeah, like you said, Giannis. Giannis is the second best guy in the world. Like, you can't count him out. He could... Like, he's been injured the last 2 postseasons and, like, not able to play. He could, like, take on the entire Celtics team and score, like, 40 a game. So that's not a bad pick at all. But I'm probably just going to play it safe and go with the Celtics. I mean, they have the 8 guys that are good, 6 really good guys, as long as Porzingis comes back. But Derek White and Holiday, Tatum and Brown, you're not going to find 4 better guys than that.
I love Drew. I'm happy for Drew.
Yeah, and he's the 4th best guy on that.
Jaylen Brown's a Bear. Yeah. I love Jaylen Brown. Go Cal Bears, but yeah.
Who do you got in the West?
I wish I could. The West. The West is tough. There's so many good teams there. I don't see the Mavs repeating, but they could always surprise me. They didn't get in the playoffs. I believe your comments about the Nuggets. I think they've lost too many pieces. I'm probably going to go a little boring and chalk in the West, and I think just the amount of talent they have, I'm going to go with the Thunder, Shea, with J-Dub, just their whole squad. They also have, why am I spacing on a name on the podcast?
Holmgren?
Sixers dude, what's his name?
Holmgren?
What? No, Holmgren's good.
Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
I think Isaiah Joe is a legit NBA player. The fact that we lost him, I'm going with the Thunder.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the Thunder too. They have like such a deep team, adding Caruso and Hardenstein, and they have still.
I even forgot about Caruso.
Yeah, Caruso, Hardenstein, who like was killing the Sixers in the playoffs. I did not know he was that good last year. I hated him.
His push shot. I have nightmares of that push shot. So he goes in every time.
Yeah, and they have so much like draft picks that they could even upgrade during the season, like turn Lou Dort into someone else, like I don't know, Brandon Ingram or something. But OKC looks good. I'll go Boston over OKC for my finals pick.
Do I have to pick the winner?
Yeah.
I go OKC wins it this year.
OKC?
Thunder.
Okay. Gotcha. Any closing thoughts, the bro?
Closing thoughts with the bro. Oh, this has been fun. Thanks for having me on the pod. Hopefully I didn't provide too many didn't torture the audience with bad takes. So I appreciate being able to talk and catch up.
Yeah, no, I provide the audience with bad takes all the time. Just go back and watch the previous videos. If you made it this far,
we're here.
I'm surprised, but thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.